Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin. Coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And I just wanted to read from Earth Medicine by Jamie Sands. And I just opened up to a page to see what I could share today. And opened up to Indian giving. The concept of Indian giving has been misunderstood for a long time. Our Native American ancestors taught us that every living thing and inanimate object in our world has a mission. Whether it is to be a sweater, a cook pot, a lodge, a stone, or a tree. When a gift is given to another, the person receiving the gift must understand the gift's mission. The use of the object given determines its purpose. If the recipient does not use the gift, the purpose and the mission of the service contained in that object is dishonored. When this occurs, the giver has the right to reclaim the gift, giving it to another person who needs it or will use it. Then the usefulness of the object will serve its purpose and be able to complete its mission. If a person has many blankets and another person has none, it is perfectly all right to take the unused blanket back and give it to someone who needs it. In this way, the blanket's gift of bringing warmth is honored and having been useful to humankind. Setting Sun Woman, the clan mother of the 9th moon cycle, teaches us that if we're not using something and others are in need, it is time to pass it on so that the usefulness of the object can be honored. One way we can prepare for tomorrow is by making sure that we never waste the usefulness of anything that is needed today. So a couple things I got out of that reading is, just the obvious one is that a lot of times we have all these useful things, but we're not using them ourselves. And other people could be using them. So we could be sharing this instead of, just reminds me of the one tarot card where it's a Pentacles, I don't remember which one, but he's holding on to the one. And it's he can't get any more because he's holding on to this one in his hand and he's not going to let anybody else take it, but you can't receive anymore. There's no other space. So instead of sharing it with somebody else who needs it at the moment, we are holding on to it because we're afraid. We're afraid we're not going to get more things. We're afraid that, what if one day I need that? And an awesome thing that we just did a while back at One Love was we had a clothes swap. So people just brought all their unused clothes and we swapped out clothes for it's like getting a new wardrobe. So, and what I did with the rest of everything that was left over is we dropped it off at a local clothes closet here in Menasha where people who need things can go here and get them for free. So all of the leftover clothes and coats and shoes and everything went to a place where people can now use them because we weren't using them and, everybody traded with what they wanted. So that is just one example. Another way that I looked at this was to take back your power. Just because you gave it away to somebody, if they're not using it, you can take that back. And you don't have to go to that person. You just have to have the intention or the desire to gain your power back, to take it back and say, you know what, you are not using this. I want that back so that I can share it with somebody else who will appreciate it. So take back your power, take back your love, take back the things that you have given out to other people who either mistreated them or are no longer using them. Maybe it's just somebody you've lost contact with and you still feel this connection like you've given something away, and that's totally fine. And this whole reading just brought, a new meaning and just shows how things that are of other cultures or things through time get so misunderstood. Because, you've all heard, of what Indian giving was supposed to mean, but it wasn't. It was supposed to mean that everything is useful. Everything has a purpose and needs to be used for that purpose, to fulfill its destiny, to fulfill its use. So when we don't use it, or we give someone a gift and they don't use it, that's when you can take it back and share it with somebody who will use it, who is going to appreciate it, who is, in a space that they will use it. And another thing too is what we can do is go through your house. Go through, went through, do through. I did a book not too long ago. It was called Soul Coaching, but in the book, she had us go through every object in our house and look at that object and decide, do I love it or do I leave it? Do I get rid of it? Even if it was given to us by, a relative, if we didn't love it, if it didn't bring us joy, then you were to let it go. And that really brought a lot of freedom into my life and into my heart and into my house, because I was able to let go of these objects, and to a lot of them, to give them to somebody else who might use them, or take it to the thrift store. It's kind of like an equal exchange, because I do a lot of shopping there anyway, so it is giving back the things that I was no longer using or needing. And I feel like, that's something that we could do, at least twice a year, if not, every couple of months, because there's things you go through, like, it's kind of like a cycle. Like, sometimes you will wear clothes for a certain amount of time, and then it's just like, it's not that as exciting as it was. So that's what was awesome about the clothes exchange at One Love, because you just went and it's kind of like, oh, I got this whole new wardrobe. And, it's for the same thing, the things that we keep around because we might use this, but we're denying that object its usefulness. And when we don't take back our power and our love and joy from situations, we're denying others that same gift. And to some of the people that we gifted these things, they didn't appreciate it. They didn't see its usefulness. And that's okay, as long as we realize it now, and we can just take it back and then give it to the person who will see its usefulness, and to just let go of our attachments to all these things that we think we need, when really most of it you don't. They're just things, but if they mean something to your heart and they're being useful, they're being used for their purpose, such as the chairs in the living room, my little plant friend here who's hanging on, we share, I breathe out, I breathe in, he breathes in, he breathes out. And we share this relationship, but we are appreciative and using the things for what they're supposed to be used for. These life-giving things, this, the chairs to sit and relax in, and, tables to eat on, and dishes to use. It doesn't mean that we can't have, some special things that maybe we don't use all the time, but as long as we are using them, and that they do have that meaning, and that we can let go of things that don't have meaning to us, that maybe somebody else gave to us and thought it would, but it doesn't, and it's okay. We don't have to feel bad because it didn't mean the same as they thought it might to us. But holding on to that thing is just denying it its usefulness, and it's denying it what it came here to do and be. Even if it is inanimate objects, like they said, if the recipient does not use the gift, the purpose, and the mission of service contained in that object is dishonored. And everything is connected. We're all connected. So why would we want to dishonor anything? Human or not human? It's still dishonored. And it's still a dishonor against ourselves. Being is that we are one with everything. This is our creation. All of it. So why would we want to dishonor it? And when we look at it like that, you can then agree to maybe, take some time, set some time aside to go through your house and look at the things in your house and look at the things in your life and saying, am I honoring this? Am I using it? Or is there somebody else within my life that could honor and use this and be blessed by it? And I know for 1 year for Christmas, we often do thrift store Christmases, but for 1 year for Christmas, we did just stuff that we had. And it was so much fun, and it was so awesome to share what we had with our family, to know who they are and know that they would like this object and appreciate it. And that was a really beautiful Christmas. And it was because we didn't need to buy anything. And everybody was just as happy. In fact, maybe even more happy. Because not only did we give stuff that we had, but we gave stuff that we knew they would like. So, it was like a little bit extra. It was like, oh, you know me. You know I would appreciate that. And it was really amazing. So as you go about, your next couple of weeks or whatever, just look into the things in your life, in the objects, to the people. Are you honoring the mission of that person, of that object? Or is it something that you can let go to give somebody else a chance to honor? And to also take back your power and share it with people who will honor it and be blessed by it. So if you haven't subscribed to my videos yet, go ahead and subscribe. In the description of the video, it has all the other ways that you can get a hold of me. And just know that you are always eternally adored and loved beyond anything that you can even imagine. And above that, you are always honored as well. In all moments of everything that you are and do. The universe loves you. And I love you. And I will see you back here tomorrow.